Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for some DC reviews, and in these DC reviews I will be covering Batman issue 2 by Matt Fraction and the DC's Zatannic Panic anthology. I'll now get things ready and organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So, first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence it does, to which I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So, as the story begins, we catch up with Tim Drake, Red Robin, not Robin, as Matt Fraction wants us to believe, and he's chasing down one of either Anarchy's henchmen, or Anarchy's men, or Anarchy himself, who is, what's his name, Lockie Longley, or something like that. It's been a while since I've actually gone back into the history of the character. So, and the last time I think I sort of caught up with the character is number one with some trades, but it was around the Rebirth era. So it is nice to see this character being brought in and integrated again into the story, or at least his group. As the story advances, we have Batman taking on some corrupt cops that are basically taking in everyone, and basically without restraint and whatever. And yes, in a way it does sort of reflect on today and what you see with today, but ignoring that and just jumping directly into the story, it is nice to see Batman come in to also be hero in the situation. But we also know that Vandal Savage is also the one who has turned the vigilantes into villains in this particular story. Now, I did quite enjoy the art in this, as I gave it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. First things first, did we have anything to cover time-wise, like any exact times or things that indicate when things are taking place? The answer is yes. We had the past as well as now being used. I did like how in the flashbacks that we also got to see Damian Wayne, which was really good. Next is the locations that we got to see in the story. Of course, Gotham, the Wayne Manor. We got to see the Far East Side, and also Coventry. Last but not least, the cast of characters consisting of Bruce Wayne Batman, Damian Wayne Robin, Tim Drake Red Robin. We also got to see Vandal Savage. My overall rating for this story is a 6 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the Zatannic Panic anthology. So, as we move into Zatannic Panic, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with this book? So, do we get to see stories around some of these characters? Yes, we do. To which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art. Now, in this, we do actually have 8 stories. I'll try to cover as many stories possible, to show the art in each one. I might not get around to covering them all. So, let's now move into having a look at the art around the beginning, middle, and the end of this anthology book. So, as you can see here, of course, we do get to see the titles of the stories in this. And, of course, we get a really nice introduction to Zatanna. Jumping into the second story, some art in relation to the third, some in relation to the fourth, some in relation to the fifth, some in relation to the 6th, some in relation to the 7th, and I don't think I'm going to get around to the 8th, which I think was probably one of the best stories. So for my overall art rating, like throughout the book, so yes, I'm covering the art rating as a whole, I gave it a 6 out of 10. There were some lovely pieces in there, but there were also some pieces that I think needed some work. Next is the area of the story rating. So for the first story, I gave it which covers Zatannic, as 6.5. Next was the Batman one, which I felt maybe needed some more context to it as to why he was. I understand it was using a lot of show don't tell, but it probably wouldn't have hurt to have included maybe showing some of Batman's thoughts around this a little bit more. To which I gave it a 6 out of 10. Next was the Plastic Man one, which was actually quite an enjoyable story, and it's one of the first ones that got a 7 out of 10 from me in this. Followed by the second one, which was around the character of Warlord. Again, another character that we don't get to see much of in DC these days. Next was 6.5, which was the story around Etrigan. I think there could have been a little bit more work done there once again. For story 6, the Swamp Thing Constantine, it gave no indication as to how Constantine had become the werewolf in the story. Yeah, you're getting spoilers, but it wasn't shown as to what caused him to become the werewolf, and I think that really killed the story a bit. I did give it a 7 out of 10, but maybe I should have given it something a little bit lower. Next was the Raven one. It was mere okay, 6 out of 10. Last but not least, 7 out of 10 for the Ambush Bug story. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.